Hey Flosstube, welcome back to my channel. My name is Daphne, and today we are going to be working on my Game of Thrones piece. Let me zoom you out a little bit so you can see a little bit of what it is. This is what's in the Q-snap that's available, and we're finishing out this diagonal here, and maybe we'll end up going up to the top up here. And working on that diagonal a little bit. So let's zoom in a little bit more, and I'm going to pull it back to me. So I just figured I would do this stitch with me today. Today is Thursday, May 26th of the year 2022. And this piece I have been working on since 2019. I am doing this 1/1 full cross on 28 count with DMC, and this is currently at 197,449 stitches. That is not counting the ones that I have highlighted that I have not checked off yet. So almost 200,000 stitches out of 453,000. So almost halfway done. But it's going, and you know, I know people like to see this project when I do my monthly updates. There's a few people that like this piece, so I figured, why not? We'll just do this today. Oh, excuse me. And yeah, so I've been doing some cleaning in my storage unit. I've had all that stuff put in storage pretty much for several years now, and I have not used it at all, haven't needed it, haven't wanted it. So I'm starting to go through it, and it's to the point in my head, the way I'm looking at it, if there's no sentimental value to whatever the item is, then it's either going to be sold, or I'm going to donate, or if it's just papers and stuff like that, they'll just be thrown away. It's just, I have too much stuff with a little, a little house with not a lot of storage, and it's just time for the stuff to go. If I haven't used it in years, then why am I keeping it if it hasn't been, if I haven't used it in years? That's what I'm, like, why keep it? So I have started to get a pile of things to be given to friends that I know, that I have asked if they would want particular items. I have a tote that I've started for donate. I have a tote that I need to pack up once I get my boxes that a friend is actually gonna buy from me. So yeah, it'll be a good, spring cleaning. I need to clean it out anyway. we got our shed ready here, so we've been slowly bringing boxes here, so it's easier for me to go through them instead of go to the storage unit, go through boxes, and then decide. So we're just gonna, I'll go through a couple boxes a day. So far I only have like half of one tote that I am actually keeping. Everything else is, like I said, either donating. I have a tote that I have that's just burn stuff, which is just, like I said, papers, things like that. Like, I have things from when I was in college back in 1997 through 99. I don't think I need those things anymore. So yeah, I've been working on that, and most of it is the biggest amount of stuff is all of my yarn. I did have a lot of yarn when I packed up my house, so most of that will be gone. And I've already, decided that if I want to do a project that needs yarn or crochet cotton, then I'll just go to the store and grab the items that I need just for that project. I'm not going to do any of this keeping, 5-6 totes of yarn and never touch it. That just, to me, I don't want to do that anymore. So yeah, it's going to be a lot of stuff that's going to be, like I said, given, donated, sold, etc., etc. But, I'm sure you guys go through times like that where you just want to get rid of stuff that you haven't been using. Like I said, I haven't used this stuff or wanted this stuff or anything like that for years. Basically moved it and just put it straight into storage. So I guess that is what it is, I like the fact that with the cross stitch, you really only need the fabric, the pattern, and your floss, and that doesn't really take up a whole lot of space if you have just one project. And this is easy to port, easily to take with you, it's portable. Whereas with the knitting, it's most of the time you're knitting big things. Yeah, if you knit socks and mittens and hats and stuff, little things, then that doesn't take up a lot. But if you're, knitting a sweater or things like that, then that, tends to take up a lot more space than a cross-stitch project. And I've just been enjoying doing my cross-stitch a lot. And I do still enjoy the crochet and the knitting. But it's just, this is what I want to focus my crafty time on. And you never know, there might be a time that I just decide, hey, you know what, I want to go back to my knitting, and take some of the time during the day and do something, or take some time during the day and crochet something. But like I said, it's only going to be, buy a project, buy the supplies for that one project. And if I even were to make things, it would most likely just be blankets, because my nieces are both in California with their families, and my nephews as well, but they don't have families yet, they're teenagers. But they're all in California, and it's really not the type of weather where you want like big heavy blankets or, you know, hats or mittens, things like that. So it's really not much of a need in my family at the moment. I know I could make things to donate, and there might be a time where I decide that that's what I want to do, you know, for like the local schools or elementary schools, to give them hats and mittens for those winter time. But I don't know how that would work down here, because it doesn't really get super cold. Yes, it does get cold. You know, it'll drop down below 30 degrees and stuff like that, but it's only that way until the sun comes up, and then it goes above, you know, freezing into the 40s and 50s. As where back home, it would drop below 0, below 32, and below 0, and it would stay that way for months at a time. So I could see the need for, you know, donating hats and mittens, because some of the families don't have the funds to, you know, supply hats and mittens. But it's something that, you know, I'll keep in the back of my mind, and I may keep a couple, you know, a small tote of my miscellaneous yarn, leftover bits, or small balls, to make some mittens just to donate to the local schools, or even the, you know, the child care centers, because I'm sure they would enjoy, you know, having some of those things on hand. Because I know when I was in child care, and, you know, some of the kids wouldn't have mittens, and we'd feel so bad taking them outside to go out and play because it was cold, and their little hands got so red. And this way, the schools would have, the daycare centers would have mittens to use to put on the children. So if the, you know, parents forgot their mittens that one day, they would have some extra pairs at the school. Or if they had gone outside in the morning, on the chances that it, you know, snows, or they go put their hands in a big old puddle of water, they would have mittens to put on that child for the afternoon time. But that's something that I'll think about, and, you know, we'll go from there. So, what has everybody been up to lately? I'm hoping that you guys have gotten some good stitchy time in, and making some great progress on your projects. And I hope that everybody is, you know, staying safe, staying warm, or staying cool, depending where you are located. Today, here, it's a little more, it's almost 80, but it's a cool 80. It's not like, you know, super, super hot. Or anything like that. But you step outside and it's, you know, a little chill in the air because the wind is blowing a little bit. But other than that, it's nice. So what I'm doing is I'm just working in these parked threads as I go down this diagonal, and then, excuse me, I will, as soon as I get these ones worked in here, I'll go up here and finish filling in the rest of the empty spaces in this diagonal. And we'll go from there. Maybe we'll go up, like I said, to the top of the diagonal, or I might just work in these loose studs down here. I don't know. I haven't really decided what my plan of action is going to be once this part of the diagonal is finished. Let's see. We have our garden going. We have 2 tomato plants. We've got a little cherry tomato plant going. We've got a big, regular tomato plant going. And both of them actually have little tomatoes growing on them, which is nice. Excuse me. We have green beans or sugar peas, whatever you want to call them, and they all 6 of those 6 plants have a nice bunch of green beans on them, or snap peas, sugar peas, whatever they are. And then we have the regular zucchini, and we have summer squash, and we have peppers, regular bell peppers. We got, I think, 3 plants of those. I think 2 of them, I believe, have peppers on them. So we're getting there, it's only almost the end of May, so we've got a pretty long season down here where we can grow things. So we can always go back out and get more once these ones go past if we want to. So it's nice to just be able to go out to the garden and, grab whatever we want to pick out of the garden and eat it. And then we also have some sunflowers that we planted around the bird bath, and those sunflowers have now gone past my height. I cannot see the tops of the sunflowers anymore, so I go out and check every day, every other day, just to look at them and see how they're growing, because it's the first time we've grown sunflowers. So they're actually pretty tall. Like I said, they're taller than me, and I'm only like 5'2", and they are taller than me now. So one of them definitely has a sunflower that you can see starting to come, and the other one hasn't quite yet started to develop the sunflower, but it'll be there very soon. We've also got morning glories going. My irises have already bloomed. They're my purple ones. And what else do we got in there? I got my little rose bush, which I think some animal has been eating the leaves off of. I haven't had any flowers on that one yet. But if it doesn't happen this year, that's okay, because it's given me roses for, I think, 2 or 3 years straight. So, and that one was bought from Walmart. So I was pretty impressed that one did so well. trying to think of what else. I gotta get out there, do some weeding. I've got lots of weeds in there at the moment. It's all around a big tree. Got a big tree out in the front yard, and that's where the majority of the flowers are. I've got a couple flowers in my planters that are next to our screen room. One on either side of the main doorway, and those both have flowers in them as well. And those are all going. They're all going good. I personally like the flowers that the perennials that you just plant them once and you're done. One and done type of thing. Just plant it once and then they just keep coming back. Oh, I think it's not a hyacinth. I can't remember the other one that comes up every year. That it came up really early this year. And that one's already gone. But that's alright. That's what happens when you do flowers and gardens and stuff like that. So all of the parked threads are now what am I trying to say? All the parked threads are now stitched in. So we're gonna go up here and we're gonna finish filling in that, and that's all 310. We got a good portion of 310 to do. Or should I? You know what? We're not gonna do that just yet. We're actually gonna go and fill in down here first, these little bits of stitches, and then we'll go do the 310 because that's all. That's a big chunk of that. A good, probably 100 stitches or so in 310. But we'll just get these little stitches done first. And then we will go back to the 310. Just getting the stitches in on this gentleman's head or lady's head. I'm not sure which one it is. Sorry if you can hear the dog. She's right behind me on the back of the couch. There we go. There we go. We got that stitch secured in place. And I'll probably park this strand down here in on the next row of pages. Most of my full coverage pieces, I work the diagonal in row of pages. And this one I think is 4 rows of pages done. It's a lot of pages, 453,750 stitches. That turns into a lot of pages. And it's a lot of black stitches as well. I want to say more than half of it was black. As you can probably see, or you have seen when I showed the cover photos, which I'm not sure if I have shown the cover photo when I show this piece. So maybe I'll start doing that in my monthly updates. I'll start showing the cover photo a little bit more. So, yeah, we're getting there. It'll be good to get this done. Probably in I would hope by 2024. But we will see. I'm not going to guarantee that. So I don't know what I'll do stitching wise next year. This year, this was one of my focuses in 2 different groups that I'm in, so I could get some good progress in. So it'll be interesting to see exactly how much stitching I can get done on this in a year's time, when it's actually a piece that I work on several times in the month. So, there's only one of this color, and this color is 500, so it's like a dark green. And then we'll just do my waist thread. And I'm sure some people don't like the messy look of all these waist threads, but it just works out easier. I don't have to turn this over when I'm stitching it, which is good. I mean, I don't mind turning it over. Sorry for bumping. I don't mind turning it over, but if I can lessen the amount of time that I have to keep flipping and actually just focus on getting the stitching, then that's what I'll do. I have 3 more ninja stitches, and then we'll be going to the black. Snip this end off. Alright, 2 more ninja stitches. Oh, there's some up there too on that one, of this color. Okay, so what we're gonna do with this one, because I just realized there's some up above, we're gonna do this one stitch here, and then we're gonna come up here and do the stitches up here for this one, and then we'll park it, and then we'll go back down to the bottom. Actually no, what I'll do, because there's only one on that one, I'll leave this one empty. So we'll stitch this one, and then we'll start up here, and we'll start working in these up here. Because this is another, I want to say another face that'll come in. Whoops, that's not where it goes. It goes up here. Now we'll come up here. And then we'll start filling in up here. So if you guys and gals, if anybody has any questions or anything like that, feel free to leave them on any one of my videos, this video or any update videos. And I will do my best to answer them. And if I don't know the answer, then I might just say, no, I don't know that answer off the top of my head, but let me direct you to whoever that I might think that might know an answer to that. Or I might just even look it up myself so that I gain knowledge myself. Because, you know, you always can learn new things, right? That's one of the good things about this Velcro cross stitch, because something that I might think about might be different than what you think. The way you do it might be different than the next person. And we can always learn from somebody else, pick up something. You know, just because the way I do things doesn't mean it's the way that you have to do things. And it goes the same way. Just because you do something a certain way doesn't mean that other people have to do it that same way as well. I think that goes for a lot of things in general. I'll go for like 10 or so minutes longer. I'll give it about 45 minutes. Yeah, I think this is definitely a face coming in, because it's using all of the lighter tones of browns. It's always interesting to see what comes in within each diagonal that I work in. and see exactly just how much black really is in each diagonal. Some of them, like these up here, was a lot more black. And then on the bottom corner, on the bottom right hand corner, it's a good almost half a page, if not a little bit more, of just a dark color. I'm not sure if it's black. I think it might be, but it's okay if it is. I don't mind. It can be that, you know, mindless stitching that, you know, you're just sitting there watching TV or listening to the floss tubes. There we go. Sorry, I keep moving this. About 5 more minutes, everyone, and then we will wrap this stitch with me up. Pulled the thread right through. Didn't leave a little tail. Pulled it straight through. I don't know how many times I do that. That's okay. Doesn't take that much to redo it. This will be the last color that we do for today on this stitch with me. I can't tell you how many stitches I have done because I've been working on this project today already. So we have a fair few in. If I had to guess, I would say 75-ish. Around there, maybe a little less. Actually less than 75, I think. But that's what happens when it's, you know, doing ones and twosies here and there. when you get big blocks of color, that's when it's usually, you get bigger stitch counts of stitches done in a shorter time frame. And then 2 more in here on this, for this part of the diagonal. And then we're going to park it right there. Alright, and we'll cut these threads, and I hope that everybody, well, these tails, not threads, but the tails, I hope everybody enjoyed this little stitch with me. It was great to catch up with everybody again, and I hope that you all get more stitching time in. I'm just going to zoom you out a little bit. You get some stitching in, and that you guys all stay safe and healthy and have some great stitching. Alright, bye everyone.